Today in the art of making. How does Gulnaz Omirzak make bright sheets with the help of tambour embroidery? A wonderful dolls of Farakh Aliyeva. Felt accessories, how are they made? This is a priceless art. It is safe to say that crochet needle embroidery is our national brand. Embroidery depends much on the mood, hence make embroidery and eyes evaluated. That's what people say. Since ancient times, embroidery was one of the types of decorative applied art. Crochet works that were found by archaeologists in Pazyryk Barrow in Altai and Beshatyr Barrow in Semirechye are dated to 5th, 7th centuries BC. Embroidery is an original art of our ancestors. It plays a special part among other types of art. The artist, who dreams to bring tambour embroidery up to the professional level, will share some secrets of this ancient type of art. She starts her story by telling that this type of art, first of all, requires hard work, patience, and attentiveness. For embroidery, it's necessary to have embroidery hoop, high-quality fabric, and crochet hook. Some of the craftsmen make the crochet hooks convenient for themselves. Some hooks' edge is thin and gentle, some are thicker or shorter. For instance, I prefer long hooks with thin edge. Fabrics can also be different: velvet, silk, cotton, or canvas. Embroidery looks good on these fabrics. Sewings are different too. Wool, silk, and mulin threads, which are also known as iris, are good too. All these threads can be used. It's not difficult at all. The main thing is to trust your fantasies and look beyond them. But first of all, it's better to make sketch of the embroidery on paper. You will need to draw the sketch using a pen on the fabric. You have a lot of different threads. Everything you need is to be in a good mood and start embroidering with the thread you have chosen. We pull the fabric on the embroidery hook and pin it with a hook. Then we hook the thread, hold it, and pull it back. We hook it again and hook the fabric. This is how we embroider. Of course, it takes some time to learn it. It's a difficult process. It's better to start learning it from the age of 13. You need to be careful because you might cut yourself with the hook. The difference of this type of embroidery is that the hook allows you to make so-called tambour stitch. It is used with a satin stitch embroidery. This is how usually wool felt and clothing are made. This is the difference. You can hook 5-6 threads at once. With a needle, you can hook just one. I am more interested in hook embroidery. Those who are already familiar with my works, they will definitely understand me. It is said that these works look like they're painted. We also asked the artist to tell us about the uniqueness of her works.
The secret is that I hook several threads at once and embroider this way.
There are several ways of hook embroidery. The embroidery is similar to mouse traces, also the reprick stitch and black and white stitches. I like a mouse traces. Our grandmothers used to use this type of embroidery on clothing and gobelin. This is very tiny stitch, so this is why it's called mouse traces. And as you can see, stitches can be applied over stitches. There is a distance between stitches. Thread is pulled between stitches away from the other, so we easily make this embroidery. It's not difficult. International guests who saw my works were surprised when they saw the inner back of the fabric. It is said that inner side has its own composition. I never hide the inner side, because it helps to see that a product is handmade. I don't make a knot. I cut the thread when I finish. I always hold the hook and thread in my hands. Every thread that I hold is used for the embroidery, and this is how I continue my work. Gulnaz Omirzak is trying to promote embroidery art on different international expositions as part of our national heritage, and for beginners, she advises not to be afraid of anything. Don't be afraid, just feel this art. It's necessary to be able to understand this great heritage of our ancestors. You have to love it with your heart and soul. If you don't love what you do, it won't work out. I always say about my works that they were made from the heart. Every doll has its image, history, and philosophy. They might be used for the interior design or for the museums. The master is very careful during the process of making dolls. Every single detail is important. Farakh Aliyeva will tell us how she creates dolls in national style and gives them a live image.
Я занимаюсь больше 10 лет своей работой. Я работаю как и в современном стиле. Это такие как fashion doll.
I have been making dolls for more than 10 years. I work in the modern style. This is a fashion doll, conceptual and modern dolls. I like mixing different techniques. For instance, modern and traditional.
Они чисто, вот знаете, стилизованные.
I have groundbreaking works. They are styled and imaginative. I pay much attention to our national dolls. I find this very style as the most interesting. They are valuable in Azerbaijan and beyond. I often attend expositions because it's important to show national works. To show the colors of our country and its symbols. I show it all in the costumes. This is Jordan. This is a fairy tale character, my favorite one. It looks joyful.
Он веселый, вот такой вот дюртан. То есть используется...
You can see it in its colors, national costume, and embroidery. It is handmade work. I do it with love and care.
Выполняется все вручную, все расшивается, все вот с такой любовью. Ну, я ее могу тоже назвать национальной, потому что наш главный атрибут – это гранат.
This doll can be called a national doll. This is our main symbol, pomegranate. We all love it. I tried to express it through my work. And this is a kind of dress we wear. I call this doll Nargis. It means pomegranate girl. You see the hairband with pomegranates, and it is holding a pomegranate's grain. And the dress has the symbol of this tasty and healthy fruit. I have a lot of pomegranate items. This is the only one left. I have sold out the rest of them. One of this Nargis is in Paris. Nargis 2 left to America. My pomegranate dolls are real travelers.
Уехала в Америку. Так что мои гранаты путешественницы. Вот эта работа Тых-Тых Ханум, это тоже любимица наших детей.
This is called Tuk-Tuk Hanum. She's our kid's favorite. It is also a fairy tale character. It's an ant which has been searching for real friends for all its life.
На эту работу у меня ушло тоже, наверное, месяц.
It took me a month to finish this work. I worked on the costume and details. It was necessary to make it as realistic as possible.
Более реалистичную сделать. Это моя одна из моих любимых работ, с которой я почти не расстаюсь.
This is one of my favorite one, which I almost never get apart with. This is ginger-haired, flame-colored doll. Some call it ginger-haired fox. This is a saffron. Why saffron? It is a spice which grows here in Azerbaijan. It has an orange color. It gives to pilaf a special flavor and color. I fulfilled the spice in a ginger-haired doll. As a result, now I have a small and pretty doll, which I always take with me.
Получилась маленькая, такая вот сладенькая кукла, с которой я не расстаюсь. Более 6 лет я готовлю студентов. У меня своя.
I have been teaching students for more than 6 years. I have my own art studio. And we have quite good results. We participate at international expositions, on Bakuvian biennales. We're planning to take part in the exposition which is going to be held in Czech Republic in November. And we are also going to Georgia in November.
Грузия тоже в ноябре месяце.
We're dreaming about exhibiting our works in Louvre. These are our plans.
В Париже. Вот такие вот у нас планы на будущее. Первое, что это у нас идет изготовление каркаса. Это то, на чем основывается сама кукла.
First, what we do is a primary structure. It is the basis of a doll. I use copper and aluminium wire for that.
Сейчас это все показать немножечко невозможно. Почему? Потому что это занимает очень много времени. Поэтому я
It takes a lot of time.
расскажу, уже покажу, уже готовые.
In short, I will tell you and show already made bases and drafts.
Вот из проволоки
I make a basis out of the wire.
каркас. Потом я беру фольгу. При помощи фольги я это все. Ну вот я могу показать, например, вот, ну, примерно, да, вот так вот.
Then I take a foil which gives form.
Придается
Then I use the napkins, paper mache, with white craft glue, and I give a form to a doll.
с клеем смешано с ПВА. Я придаю форму.
Then I use clay. The third layer I cover with clay. I get something like this with the shape, legs and body.
И вот получается вот такая вот примерно вот форма с такими ножками. Все вот такое вот тело. Вот посмотрите, я покажу вам, как я вот изготовляю головку. Берется фольга.
I will show how I make the head of the doll. I scrunch the foil up and make a prototype. This is the base of the head, something like that.
Затем берется глина. Так, а затем уже наносится на...
Then I take clay and apply it to create a nose and lips.
Закладывается. Вот тут у нас носик такой вот. Так, губки. Так, конечно, это все...
Definitely, it takes more time to complete everything. It takes a few days to make one doll.
Потому что я вот сказала выше, что на одно только изготовление головы...
They're not beautiful enough yet. And this is the first step. Then we make eyes.
Красивые. Только этап у нас еще идет.
We let them dry, and then we will be making other details.
Вот такие вот выкладываются глазики. Это пока подсохнет, потом можно и добавлять.
Look, they look like aliens now. After a while, they will become beautiful and lifelike.
Становятся уже более такими вот красивыми, реалистичными работами. Вот часто мои куклы узнаваемые, их узнают, знают, что это уже мои куклы. Ну, может, от того, что и часто говорят, что эти куклы похожи на меня.
People recognize my dolls and they know that I've made them. Probably that's why I often hear that they look like me. Well, I don't know.
Вот поэтому они и похожи, наверное, на меня.
Probably I'm like a mother of my dolls. They are my children. This is why they look like me. Everyone has its own style and technique. After a while, they become recognizable. Usually, every work is a single copy. It's impossible to copy any work. You can make identical dolls because it all depends on the mood, emotions, and thoughts at the time when you are making a particular doll. It's unique.
Вот нельзя сказать, что какую-то именно куклу я особенно люблю. Каждая работа – это моя частичка моего сердца, частичка меня. А работы все свои люблю.
I can't say which of my dolls I like more. Every single doll is a little part of my heart. They mean a lot to me. I love all of them. At first, it was hard to get apart from them, but now it is much easier. And it's a pleasure that my dolls make people happy in other countries. Success and popularity is a big advantage for the author.
Конечно, большой плюс автору.
The history of jewelers' art instilled in people love for beautiful things. Ideals, tastes, and the level of art and material values are inherited and reflected in this very art form, fully and brightly. Mirike Sagatkaze is one of the craftswomen who makes Kazakh traditional art in a modern style, giving her works new forms and palette. Mirike doesn't make her works traditionally from silver. She uses felt, natural stones, beads, and leather items. According to the craftswoman, every girl who really loves this type of art is able to learn this craft. It demands persistency and patience. First of all, I start working on the sketch. Then I choose material. I would like to know that it's necessary to be careful in choosing colors. Craftswoman who learns jewel psychology says that there is a certain secret of choosing color palette. I really like green color. Green and yellow colors. I will tell everything I have read about these colors. Green color. Men and women have hormones. There is an interesting information. It's about these hormones, estrogen and testosterone. If these hormones are balanced in a woman, she has a tendency to like a green color. It's necessary to note that every item has its own symbols and goals. It has been said that all these beautiful jewelry items protect from troubles, evil, and disasters.
Әйел адамдардың мысалы чакра көздері болады дейді, энергия көздері.
It is said that women have their own chakra. It's an energy. If you have noticed, our grandmothers used to wear bracelets on both arms and a necklace. All these jewels were made of silver. It meant that a woman's energy will stay inside her. It is believed that women should close these parts of body. Many people know about it today, and psychologists talk a lot about it.
Бұны қазіргі жана ілім-білім дамыған заманда да психологияда айтып жатыр. Қазір осы сіздерге бір алқа мойнымда отырған.
I'm going to show how to make a necklace. It is called Jibek. Usually Kazakhs made jewelry from silver. I will show how to make jewelry from modern materials. For instance, stones, beads, and felt.
Жасап көрсетейін.
First of all, we need to cut a necessary form from felt. Then stones and beads are sewed on the fabric.
Былғарымен киіздің астын жабамын. Өйткені астарлаймын.
Leather rag is sewed on the inner side of the felt. It is a kind of foundation. Some people ask to make it without a foundation, to make it out of felt. Felt has a lot of health properties. For instance, it can fill humans' body with iodine. There is a legend that felt gives energy to women. It's true. When I work with felt and stones, I receive energy. For making this jewelry, I use regular sewings. If it's necessary, I use mono sewings. I often have to work with tiny details. For that, you need to have a good eyesight. And you have to keep in mind the light. It's more comfortable to work during the daylight. Item decorated with stones and beads might be also decorated with patterns. It all depends on your fantasy. Special trims are used for round-shaped jewelry. You can buy it in special stores. Also, these details might be connected with the help of different stones. You can make any hanging loops. I will be using hematite stone. I will make it in a small beads form. Modern jewelry item with national pattern is ready. Its main feature is that you can combine it with any style of clothing. At the same time, author suggests to get inside the philosophy of this jewelry, and she invites all women to try this handicraft.
Белдікте жасаймын. Енді белдіктің жасаудың өзіндік себебі де бар.
I also make belts. There is a reason why I make them. Since ancient times, Slavic people used to believe that if a young girl doesn't wear a belt, people will think that she's a like-minded person. So this is why they used to wear belts. It was also important for our people. First of all, it is good for health. Belts prevent from stooping. It had an influence on spine. Secondly, women's chakra in the area of belly was also covered.
Кіндік тұсымыз тағы да біздің чакра энергия көзіміз әйел адамдардың ол да жабық тұрады. Бұл кезде түрлі психологиялық
Nowadays, there are so many people who suffer from stress and depression. Handicraft can become a great way to combat stress. Handicraft is useful for fine movements. It makes you feel relaxed. You fill yourself with more energy.